Vanakkam, Namaste, good evening. It's always a pleasure to come back to all of you through these platforms that EFI is an active part of. My name is Arun Krishnamurthy from the Environmentalist Foundation of India. And what we try doing is play a nature quiz. A nature quiz, maybe the first of its kind, maybe the only of its kind. We play a nature quiz on these social media platforms. Social media platforms where people are technically there for leisure, where people are there for some kind of a relaxation, where you're just loving to watch some meme content, some real content. We are trying to bring you some real content, whether we're good at it or not, whether you like it or not. We force this upon you for our love of India and her environment. EFI, the Environmentalist Foundation of India, keeps organizing these quizzes every now and then. Today, we're going to play the Cyclones of India quiz. And we are here on two platforms, one on YouTube and the second here on Instagram. And what we're doing is going to throw 10 questions at you, 10 questions at you, all related to cyclones of India. Yes, cyclones that have struck the East Coast, the West Coast. And we're going to ask you questions all related to these big storms and some interesting data related to these big storms. Why now? 10 announcements from EFI, 10 questions, and we're going to play this quiz. And you all should somehow hold on to that patience, just like the Fengel cyclone or Fengal cyclone. Multiple pronunciations, proper nouns. I'm going to stick to Fengal. Yes. So we're playing the Cyclones of India quiz. And the first question that we're going to ask you this evening, the first question that I'm asking you this evening, part of EFI's Cyclones of India quiz. Name this summer super cyclone of 2020 that hit Bangladesh and brought widespread damage along the east coast of India. 2020 is a year that you'll remember for the pandemic, the global pandemic. But as the global pandemic was out there taking the entire world by a storm, there was this super cyclone. There was this super cyclone in the Bay of Bengal. And if you lived in Chennai at that time, you'll realize how horrible our summer got thanks to this cyclone, because this cyclone sucked all the moisture, all the little moisture that Chennai had. And this made life miserable for those who lived in Chennai. You never answer a question with a question mark. You never answer a question with a question mark. So we are asking you the question. Give us the answer. Name the summer super cyclone that hit Bangladesh and brought widespread damage to east coast of India. Gaja is the answer from Sri Krishna. Gyandeep Purbe says Amphan. Ramalingam Krishnamurti says Amphan. Yes, you came to PSBB, right? I came to PSBB right, left, center, everywhere. I was there all over PSBB, expecting different volunteers to join us. But as always, PSBB and its students gave us so much hope. I hope they've not let us down. They will come in big numbers to volunteer with us. We're playing EFI's India Environment Quiz. This is the Cyclones of India quiz. And the first question that I've asked you, the summer super cyclone of 2020 that hit Bangladesh and brought widespread damage to east coast of India, name the cyclone. And Gyandeep Purbe gave me an answer. The answer is Amphan. The answer is Amphan. How can I volunteer? KK Nagabra. You just need to go to indiaenvironment.org, indiaenvironment.org, the website, and all the details are there. We're truly grateful you asked that question, Adi. Now, we're playing EFI's India Environment Quiz on two platforms, one on YouTube and the other here on Instagram. I see answers coming on YouTube and here on Instagram. The question that we asked you, name the super cyclonic storm that hit the east coast of India and made a landfall in Bangladesh, causing widespread damage in the COVID year. And it is the Amphan cyclone. And you know what Amphan means? Thailand named this cyclone and it means sky. It means sky. The second question we are asking you, today, the cyclone that just did a slow crossing at Puducherry and has now moved into the Arabian Sea. Name the cyclone we did a slow crossing over Puducherry, has brought widespread damage, to Puducherry, Vilupuram, Kadalur, Kallakurchi, Tiruvannamalai, Krishnagiri, Salem, and Kasargod, northern Kerala, southern Karnataka, and has now moved into the Arabian Sea. Srivatsan Ramkumar, the snake man of EFI, has given us the answer. Fengal, Ramalingam Krishnamurti has also given us an answer. Fengal, the cyclone that brought widespread damage. Ashwin has also answered. We're playing EFI's India Environment Quiz. This is the Cyclones of India quiz. And I said that we'll make one important announcement as we go by. For the first question, which was the Amphan cyclone, the announcement is EFI is coming up with Margali Kach Eri. It's not fungal, come on, it's Fengal. He's just trying to be funny because he's in love. We're playing Cyclones of India quiz. The first announcement we are going to make from EFI from the 15th of December to the 15th of January through the Tamil month of Margali is going to be hosting an art cultural fest, and it's going to be called Kach Eri. Wherever there's an eri, especially in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, you cannot not have EFI in it. So this is EFI's Margali Kach Eri, and if you are a Mirdangam Vidwan, a Tabla Vidwan, you can play the harmonica, you can play the guitar, the violin, you can do Jalatarangam, you can play the Ghatam, you can sing, you can dance. We're providing you a platform to exhibit your art talents. Come to our office, and then we're providing you a platform. We're going to live stream this on social media. We're going to bring you an audience. And there's, of course, going to be delicious, scrumptious Sabha food all through this month. That is announcement number one. Announcement number two. If you're in Bangalore this weekend, we're coming to a pub near you. We're at Socials. We're at Socials Hebal, and we're at Socials Church Street. And the quiz is going to happen in live action at these two locations, Hebal and Church Street. Hebal on the 7th at the Socials Pub, and Church Street on the 8th at the Socials Pub again. 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. We're going to play the India Environment Quiz. Now, no drinks, now nothing. We're just playing the India Environment Quiz here on Instagram and on Twitter. We've asked you two questions. The first question was about Amphan. Second question was about Fengal. The third question I'm asking you, this cyclonic storm rampaged Sri Lanka, then hit Maldives, took away with it a lot of fishermen from southern Tamil Nadu by causing widespread damage in Kanyakumari, then made a intermittent landfall in Lakshadweep, then traveled northwards along the west coast of India, bringing heavy rains to Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. And you don't never jump to answer and to give the wrong answer. Name this cyclone of 2017. Sri Lanka, Maldives, Kanyakumari, Lakshadweep, Karnataka, Goa, then to Maharashtra, finally to Gujarat. This was one deadly cyclone of 2017. Almost 600 Indian fishermen got lost in the ocean, and we are still waiting for a good result of them coming back safe. Of course, that's the good result. Yes, but we don't know what reality holds. Varda is not the answer. There comes the answer. Oki. Oki is the cyclone, the 2017 mega cyclone of the Arabian Sea. Sri Lanka, Kanyakumari, Maldives, Lakshadweep, Kerala, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, finally in Gujarat. In 2017, Oki brought such widespread damage. And what is so unique about Oki? Oki is an Arabian Sea cyclone, that too during the northeast monsoons. Remember, the west coast of India receives rain through the southwest monsoon. The northeast monsoon cycle brings a lot of these cyclonic storms to the east coast of the country. But Oki was of a difference. Oki started south, went westwardly, and brought heavy rains. That's why Oki is of a difference. Now let's move to question number 4. But before going to question number 4, I have to make the third EFI announcement. The third EFI announcement is every year we're choosing Tech of the Year at EFI, a technology that will help us in nature conservation, technology that will take nature conservation one step further. For 2024, the Tech of the Year at EFI is aerator systems. Aerator systems across lakes and ponds, which would obviously aerate the lakes and ponds, bring more oxygen. By doing so, will reduce the nutrient load. By doing so, will bring back life to that lake and pond. First, Margali Kutch Airy. EFI is launching Margali Kutch Airies. And second, EFI is inviting you to join us for the quiz at Bangalore's Social Pub at Hebbal this Saturday evening, and Bangalore's Social Pub at Church Street this Sunday evening, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. The Tech of the Year at EFI is the aerator. We're moving to question number 4. Thank you, Srivas. We're moving to question number 4. Look, at 240 kilometers per hour, at 240 kilometers per hour, in the year of 1964, at 240 kilometers per hour, in the year of 1964, this cyclone caused widespread damage in the northern part of one country and the southeastern part of another country. Name the two countries and the places that it caused this damage. In 1964, a cyclone with wind speeds as high as 240 kilometers per hour. Can you just imagine 240 kilometers per hour speed? Fengal was 90 kilometers. In Chennai, Fengal was at 60 kilometers. For that, we saw that kind of damage. Imagine 240 kilometers per hour speed, wind speed, causing damage in the northern part of one country, southeastern part of one country, and the year is 1964. Name the two countries and where it caused this damage. EFI is also recruiting a lot of interns for our communication team, for our engineering team, for our administrative team, for our strategy team. We're recruiting interns. If you know of people who truly are about doing some real time, result oriented nature work, who are not behind mad certificates, and who really want to do some field work, refer them to us. They could be Gujarati, Marathi, Bhojpuri, Tamil, Odia, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, Bengali, Hindi, Maithili, speaking man, woman, third gender, of whatever age. And they should be able to give us one solid month to intern with EFI. What will they get in turn for interning with EFI? In return for interning with EFI, maybe they'll get to spend some quality time with wonderful people like us. That's all. Yeah. At 240 kilometers per hour, a cyclonic storm that brought widespread damage to northern Sri Lanka, Trincomalee, Jaffna, then to Dhanushkodi, Rameshwaram, Pamban. In the year 1964, this was a cyclone that rendered Dhanushkodi unlivable. It washed away a railway track with a train wagon, killing 200 people. That's why the 1964 Rameshwaram cyclone is still bringing some unfortunate memories to our head. Question number 5, we are asking you. Name of the cyclone in Myanmar means gecko. Okay. Name of the cyclone in Myanmar means gecko, a highly vocal lizard. Name of the cyclone in Myanmar means gecko, which also means a lizard, you all know. But the cyclone struck India's west coast. Name the cyclone with the year. So you know how cyclones are now being given a name, right? And the name of this cyclone means gecko in Burmese, in Myanmarese, whatever the language is. Yes, I think it's Burmese. It's okay to say Burmese. In Myanmar, they call this gecko. Okay. Now, this cyclone hit the west coast of India. It got nothing to do with Myanmar. Name the cyclone and the year. Name of this cyclone means gecko in Myanmar. But it didn't strike Myanmar. It struck west coast of India. Name the cyclone and the year. Tokte. Tokte. Tokte is the name. We're playing EFI's India Environment Quiz. I'm Arun Krishnamurthy from the Environmentalist Foundation of India, EFI. And the cyclone that we're talking right now about is Tokte of 2021. The cyclone's name translates to gecko in Myanmar, and this cyclone brought widespread damage to the west coast of India. This cyclone brought widespread damage to west coast of India. Mr. Ramalingam Krishnamurthy, I'm really sorry if I've forgotten who you are, because you're such an active participant of this quiz. May I request a small favor? Would you mind being my guest host tomorrow, same time, 10 o'clock to 10:30? 10:15, I will take you on live with me through Instagram. And I'll also give you 5 questions well in advance. You can ask the questions. If you're ready for this, just give me a thumbs up. I'm really sorry if I've forgotten who you are, if I know you, that is, which I think I do. Yes. If you're Since you're such an active participant, I'm requesting you, why don't you become a guest host? Tomorrow, 10 o'clock to 10:30, 10:15, you join the quiz. First 5 questions I finish. The next 5 questions you ask, we both together go ahead. Oh my God, sure. He says, I'm very happy. You can direct message me on Instagram here. I will send you the 5 questions. 10:15 tomorrow. Mr. Ramalingam Krishnamurthy is going to be the guest host for EFI's India Environment Quiz. And the topic for tomorrow we will reveal tomorrow, because I don't know what the topic yet is. We're playing Cyclones of India quiz here on YouTube and on Instagram. And we've asked you 5 questions. And the sixth question I'm asking you, this cyclone started in Thailand. Through Odisha, it reached Bihar and eastern Nepal. Gyandeep, you should know the name of this cyclone. It's a super cyclone of 2013. This super cyclone of 2013 started its journey from Thailand. Very touristy cyclone. Huh? It starts in Thailand, ends in Nepal. Yeah. A cyclone that started its journey in Thailand and ended its journey in Nepal, but went through Odisha, Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Bihar, mainly places like Darbhanga. Yeah. And in 2013, it made such a dramatic landfall and widespread damage it brought. Ashwin is actually answering like as if he's from Darbhanga. Son of the soil from Darbhanga is still yet to answer. Sharanya Palanichami ma'am, if you are the same Sharanya ma'am from Roka, who was kind enough to point out that she was very excited when she went to the Kumili Lake, because EFI restored Kumili Lake. She saw EFI's bird board there, and what a sweet message she wrote to me, saying how happy it made her going there to a lake where she went with her family to camp, and she found out that it was an EFI restored lake. Alok Tiwari, namaste. Gyandeep has given me an answer. Fail in. So, Saranya ma'am, thank you. Yes, I'm sure you're the same person from Roka whom I'm talking to right now. And I'm grateful that you acknowledged EFI's Kumuli Lake restoration when you went on a camping trip with your family there. Yes. So the next big announcement from EFI is the Animal of the Year. Every year, we are also going to choose an animal, and we're going to work towards conservation of that animal. The big, mighty animal we have chosen for this year is the Great Indian Bustard. I'll tell you one very interesting story. The Great Indian Bustard was in reckoning to become our national bird. But the peafowl or the peacock won. You know why? Because our political leaders were not very sure how fellow Indians would start calling this bird, because his name is Great Indian Bustard. Yes. Oh, most welcome, and we're listening in. That's so sweet. So we're playing EFI's India Environment Quiz. This is the Cyclones of India quiz. I've already told you about EFI's Margali Kutch Eri. When it's Chennai, Tamil Nadu, when there's a word Eri in it, how can we not be a part of it? So EFI is launching the first of its kind art festival related to environment, Margali Kutch Eri. You know somebody who can sing, dance, play any instrument? Refer them to us. December 15 to Jan 15, we're providing a platform where they perform art through which we raise awareness on nature conservation. Tech of the Year, a technology that EFI is introducing. Jayalakshmi College student, Vanakam. A technology that EFI is introducing is the aerator system in lakes and ponds. The Animal of the Year at EFI is the Great Indian Bustard. the great Indian bustard that we are trying to protect and conserve. Other than this, EFI is recruiting interns for the communication, activation, strategy teams. People who are sincerely interested in volunteering for nature, refer them to us, send them. Especially if you are a scuba diver who is from LV Prasad Institute and you have a cloud in your institute where you can talk to your professors and get us your juniors to join us. Even though you abandoned us, it's okay, your juniors can join us. Refer your juniors to join EFI's communication team. Yes, these are some of the announcements I made. We're playing EFI's Bustard. What a beautiful animal, huh? And how could we mess up that name? I'm so in love with this bird too. And I can't wait to give you a big update from EFI. We're really working hard for it. We hope one day we realize that dream. We're moving to question number. We're moving to question number 7. Weakest tropical cyclone is called a weakest tropical cyclone, that is a cyclonic movement which is less than 60 kilometers per hour. What do we call it? It's not a cyclone. A system that brews in the ocean which is less than 60 kilometers per hour. What do you call it? A system that is less than 60 kilometers per hour which brews in the ocean, what do you call it? A system which is less than 60 kilometers per hour. Yes. Ashwin Shankar is giving me the answer. If the system is below 60 kilometers per hour, we call it a depression. 60 kilometers and above, tropical depression. The teacher from E-Road has given us the answer. It is a depression, tropical depression. Yes. What is it called 60 kilometers and above? What is it called 60 kilometers and above? A system which is depression, deep depression, tropical depression, and then depression, deep depression, tropical depression, and then we're playing E.F.I's India Environment Quiz. This is the Cyclones of India quiz. Wind, beautiful. Wind. We'll just call it oxygen. We'll call it gas. We'll call it everything. What is the system called if it's below 60 kilometers? It's a depression. What is it after 60 kilometers per hour? And when does it become a cyclone? When does it become a super cyclone? It's very interesting. Yeah. The next announcement from EFI, that we have a volunteer website platform. It's called indiavolunteer.org. It's called indiavolunteer.org. Indiaenvironment.org is our website. EFIblog.org is our project blog. Indiavolunteer.org. Indiavolunteer.org. Yes, Indiavolunteer.org is the next one that you have to check out. The next question we're asking you in the India Environment Quiz, which is Cyclones of India quiz. Cyclone is what we call it here in the subcontinent. Yeah, in India we call it a cyclone. What would you call it in the North Atlantic? What would you call it in the North Atlantic? What would you call it a North Atlantic? See, it's a depression. Yes. Then we have stages of the cyclone. Beyond 120 kilometers per hour, what will you call it in the North Atlantic? I Dream Zero says hurricane. Typhoon is in the Pacific, ma'am. Good guess. The typhoon would go to the Pacific. China, let's say in Taiwan, in Philippines, in those places you call it a typhoon. In the North Atlantic, you call it a hurricane. In the North Atlantic, you call it a hurricane. In the North Atlantic, you call it a hurricane. We've given you very many updates. Indiavolunteer.org, EFI's Margali Kutch Eri, and there's a quiz in Bangalore at the Socials Pub. You're wondering what is EFI doing at the pub? Maybe that's the place where we catch most attention of people. We're not going to let any place out, whether it's a temple, church, mosque, whether it's a movie theater, whether it's a public park, whether it's a school, whether it's a college, whether it's a pub, whether it's a railway station, whether it's a bus terminus, whether it's a flight, whether it's on board a ship. We're going to keep playing this India Environment Quiz. And that's why we're at socials. We're at socials at Hebal on 7th between 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. We're at Socials Pub in Church Street, Sunday the 8th, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. If you're not a home bird who just flies back home in a beautiful bus listening to Ilayaraja music or just meddling your phone, if you're not a home bird who's just waiting to get back home, and if you're somebody who wishes to be in Bangalore to play this quiz with us, Socials is the place to be at Hebbal and Church Street on the 7th and the 8th. This is the Cyclones of India quiz. EFI is also doing what is called as upcycloning. What is upcycloning? The cyclone has brought in a lot of garbage to the beach fronts of Chennai, Pondicherry. We're cleaning those beaches. Send us volunteers. If you're a school, college, if you're a resident welfare association, if you know people, upcycloning. And where can you find details of upcycloning? indiavolunteer.org. indiavolunteer.org, upcycloning, because we're cleaning beaches after the cyclone. Ninth question I'm asking you this evening in the India Environment Quiz, which is the Cyclones of India quiz. We're playing this on YouTube and here on Instagram. The ninth question: Government of Odisha is encouraging citizens, corporates, and large civic society movements to plant this tree so that it can protect people from lightning strikes. Which is this plant? What is this tree? Government of Odisha is promoting the plantation of this tree to prevent lightning deaths during cyclonic storms and lightnings in the state. Which which is the tree? I'm so sorry. Which is the tree? Varsha says mangroves. Mangroves. I'm so sorry. My phone just fell. Mangroves don't grow very tall. It is the palm tree. It is the palm tree indeed. It is the palm tree. The state tree of Tamil Nadu, the palm tree, which grows beautifully along the entire east coast. Yes, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and it grows brilliantly well. Parts of interior Tamil Nadu, even parts of Kerala, yes, Karnataka, Goa. The palm tree is what is being promoted in large scale in Odisha now, so that we prevent lightning strikes. We prevent lightning strikes. Yes. The last question we're going to ask you, but before we go to the last question, I have one more EFI announcement. The other EFI announcement that we have for you, the other EFI announcement that we have for you is we have a beautiful street play team here in Chennai. We have a beautiful street play team here in Chennai. And we're looking for young actors. And when I say young, anybody who's aged between 10 and 110. Yes, we're looking for actors who are aged between 10 and 110, who are that young, who can scream their voice out, who can shake their heads, who can move their hands, who can do this with their eyes. I did that so bad, but if you're good at it, come join us at EFI Street Play Team. Yes, we've given you announcements like EFI's Margali, Kacheri, Socials, Bangalore, Hebbal, and Church Street, where we're doing a quiz this weekend. The tech of the year at EFI is the aerator. The animal of the year that EFI is trying to protect is the Great Indian Bustard. We've also told you about indiavolunteer.org, a website. We've told you about upcycloning. We've also invited you to introduce us to people who will be interested in interning with EFI. We're also inviting you. So we'll form a team in Gujarat. That's all. What big deal? We're inviting you to be part of EFI Street Play team. The 10th question I'm asking you, and I love this cyclone. I love this cyclone. I'll tell you why a little later. This cyclone has a connection to Mumbai. This cyclone has a connection to Mumbai, but it never went to Mumbai. It brought widespread damage to Pondicherry. Name the cyclone. This cyclone has a connection to Mumbai, but brought widespread damage to Pondicherry. Name this cyclone. Sudarshan Sudan says Coimbatore. What about young singers for EFI or voiceover artists? Brilliant, definitely. We are doing Margali Kutch area at EFI. Miss Shailaja, if you're a singer or you're an artist, vocal artist, come up. You can perform at EFI's office. We'll provide a beautiful platform for you. And we will also take your talent out there. You have to sing, you have to recite, on India and her environment. We're playing EFI's India Environment Quiz. This is the Cyclones of India quiz. Margali Kach Eri is a platform that we're providing to artists who can come perform based on environment. And we're inviting you to either come join us, to watch, to perform, or refer people who you know who have the talent, who are not getting the platform through December 15th to Jan 15th. We're going to have this platform. This cyclone has a connection by name. This connection has a connection. This cyclone has a connection by name to Mumbai, but it struck Pondicherry. It's not Fengal. It's not Fengal. No, no, no. It's not Fengal. It's not Fengal. It's not Fungal. It's not Pongal. Come on. There. Ashwin Shankar has given me the answer again. Ashwin Shankar is given me the answer again. It is Thane. The Thane cyclone brought such vast damage. It uprooted many, many trees in Pondi, Kadalur, Vilupuram, Tiruvannamalai, Dindivanam. Auroville also saw massive damage during this Thane cyclone. Most of Pondi's green cover got lost through this cyclone. The cyclone was also the reason why we understood that we should plant only native trees. Today, through the Cyclones of India quiz, yes, we have understood many new things. Many new things like what? In the month of October, there was a cyclone not in the east coast of the country, but in the west coast of the country. And that was Oki, which is a rare phenomena. This is climate change. Yes. Sri Lanka, Maldives, Kanyakumari, Kerala, Lakshadweep, Karnataka, Goa, Maharashtra, Gujarat. In the month of October, Oki, such widespread damage. In the month of May, in peak summer, there was a cyclone, Amphan, and that sucked all the moisture from Chennai, only making Chennai's summer a lot more worse. So there was a cyclone in the summer months in Chennai. There was a cyclone in the winter months in Mumbai. So cyclonic storms are becoming more frequent. They're becoming more rampant. What did Fengal teach us? Fengal was not fast. Fengal was really slow. Yes, Fengal was really slow. Took its own sweet time. To the extent, we have somebody who's joined the quiz, G. Vedaraman, who's Geeta Vedaraman, who's from the Goethe Institute of Chennai. The Goethe Institute Chennai is actually given E.F.I an opportunity to host a science film festival. And what is a science film festival? We are actually out there taking environmental movies to schools across Chennai. The Goethe Institute in Chennai and E.F.I, the Goethe Institute in Colombo and E.F.I there in Sri Lanka are partners in the Science Film Festival. Thank you, ma'am, for joining. We are playing the India Environment Quiz, the Cyclones of India quiz. And look at this. Trees to the rescue. We're planting palm trees now to protect human lives from lightning strikes during the cyclone. Also, we're naming our cyclones simply because it's easier to keep track of them, because at the same time, in the Atlantic, in the Pacific, in the Indian Ocean, you have storms surging. Also understand one thing, whether it was Gaja, whether it was Gaja or now Fengal, these cyclones are moving from the Andamans through the Bay of Bengal, through mainland India, then into the Arabian Sea, and are crossing over. Yes, there was a cyclone a month ago, a system that brewed in the Bay of Bengal, moved into Odisha, crossed inland India, went all the way to Spain, and caused massive damage. A lot of landslide, lot of life lost, and property damage, and more. The world is united. The world is united despite all the religious, language barriers, gender barriers, and more. The world is united in the name of the planet. Calamities strike everywhere. Cyclonic storms are becoming more rampant and more often, and they are unseasonal too. Cloudburst is not a thing of the past. Much of the damage is also being caused by poor human engineering in the modern era. If a bridge that is just 3 months old can get washed away for just 2 days of rain, this is where we're being corrupt. This is where we're being wrong. Enough pointing fingers. Take action. And where do you take action? You simply volunteer for India and her environment with EFI. And we're inviting you to come volunteer with us at Nannaj for the Great Indian Bustard. We're inviting you to volunteer with us in Coimbatore, in Chennai, in Erode, in Tirunelveli, in Tumkur, in Bangalore, in Mumbai, Thane, Kalyan, Pune, Nagpur, Ahmedabad, in Gurgaon, in Asolabati, Delhi, in Indore, in Bhubaneswar, across this country, 18 states, we're there. And we're a bunch of happy people who volunteering for India and her environment. It's an absolute pleasure to host this quiz. We only wish we could do this almost every day. Thank you for all those who joined us. Thank you for all those who joined us on YouTube. With this, I end the live stream on YouTube. Join us tomorrow. I have a guest host also joining me tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. And to all of you who are on